Okay, right. Your sign will come something like this with the application tape already on it and a bottom line and the left or right hand or centre margin. Okay, centre mark. Now this one we've used a left hand margin because it's on the right hand side of the sign. We have to line it up that way. So it will come like this. Now what you do is we get the spray bottle. You can just use a little bit of detergent with water in it and just spray it liberally over your window or your sign.
Why?
This will enable you to move the sign around until you get it in the right place. Otherwise, if you don't use it, it will stick to the window or your sign and you will not be able to move it again and it will actually tear it. So the best thing to do is to use plenty of releasing agent. Now, lay it on its back on the front side of the application tape and carefully remove the backing paper, leaving the sticky side of your sign facing upwards. So very gently, just roll it off so it doesn't catch. You'll find that sometimes it will catch a little bit on certain letters, but if you watch it very carefully, yours will probably only be a single line, so it'll be a lot easier to watch and a lot smaller. So this is quite an extreme size for a sign. So we gently keep rolling it off, roll the backing off, just gently roll it off like that, keeping it fairly flat. Roll it off, last little bit, and there's your last letter. Now grab your releasing agent again, and once again liberally spray it onto the sticky side of your tape. Doesn't matter how much of this stuff you use, it will squeeze out from underneath and dry anyway, so, but the more the better. Okay, so you're not going to get the sign sticking to somewhere you don't want it to stick. Right, so, right now, lay it on to the board or attach it up onto your window. Now you're going to line up your black line underneath the sticky sign with your line on the sign. Okay, now try and just sort of line it up just roughly at each end. Now you can see why you put the releasing agent on it, as it has it stuck, so it makes it much easier to lift up. Now we've lined that up so you can see there's our line on the sign. You might be able to see that. That's the line on the actual application tape, and there's your line on the sign. Okay, so that's all lined up. You can see that's pretty well lined up on there. Right, now grab your squeegee. This is a proper sign writer squeegee, but we've supplied you with a piece of plastic with an edge on it, which will work just as well. Okay, so you don't need to worry about having a proper sign writing squeegee. So right now it's just a matter of dragging the blade of the squeegee over the top gently.
Why?
Now this is now squeezing out the releasing agent from underneath the vinyl.
And bubbles.
Okay, and any air bubbles and stuff to get trapped in underneath. And this will wipe out like that. You can see the little, see if there's any air bubbles and stuff, they just make a fun little sound and they shoot off. And they squeeze out from underneath. Alright, now you can be quite hard with it. It's not going to hurt because you've got the application tape on the top, which is quite thick, so you're not going to damage the sign surface underneath. Alright, so we're just dragging it along, getting all the application material out from underneath, the application spray, release agent, and taking any bubbles out. So you can still see how that releasing agent is still enabling you to move the sign around and line it up. Okay, so yep, all lined up. Also, you can just make little tiny little adjustments. Keep on scraping all the release agent out. You can see how it's all sort of squeezes out from underneath.
Do you want to comment on the temperature?
And the temperature.
If it's cold.
If it is cold, you'll have to leave the application tape on for a little while if the glass is cold. But generally, if it's a fairly sort of warm sort of day, you should, once you've scraped all the releasing agent out from underneath and you've got all your air bubbles out, you should be able to pretty much just about start to peel off.
But you normally
the
leave it
application
for a
tape.
while.
But I generally do leave it for probably 5 to 10 minutes. And every now and then just go over another little scrape over the top just to make sure, because sometimes the air gets compressed and you'll find that a little air bubble will pop up underneath it. So you can see there that it looks like it's all fairly air free.
And what happens if you do find a bubble later?
Now, if you do find it, once you've removed your application tape, and if you do find any sort of little air bubbles in it, just grab a little scalpel blade. I'll give you a couple of scalpel blades.
Or a pin.
Or a pin. And just grab that, and all you need to do is once it's on there, once the application tape is all gone, you find a little air bubble, just give a little jab onto it, and then just squeeze it with your thumb very gently, and you'll find any of the liquid or air will just squeeze out from underneath it. Once it's dry, you'll never even see the little pinhole, okay?